Oh, hi, I am Murky Dismal, or Dismal, and I'm Lurky. And today we're going to talk about why I hated cast, or light, or brightness. Now, this is a back saga about my hatred of it. Well, Lurky, why did you hate cast and brightness and light so much? Well, I never told you this, Lurky, and maybe I should have told you this when we first met a long time ago, whenever that was. You see, when I was young, maybe I wasn't a baby anymore, but I may have been a walker. So one day I was drawing on the walls of my house that I lived in when I was younger with my mother, and my father had went out to do something. And my mother, well, she was busy cleaning the dishes in the kitchen after what meal we had. And I had fun with drawing things all over the walls, really had fun time doing that. My mother came in right after she saw me start spraying everything, and she yelled, "Merkwell," because that was my full name. She told me, and you're going to clean up all this cast off of this wall if it takes all day or it takes the rest of your life. And I took that to heart. And after I cleaned all the cast off the walls, that's when I grew to hate cast. That's when I hate brightness and light, because it made me think of that whole day I had to spend cleaning it all up. So what did I do? I packed up all my cast sticks, any writing tools that may have been under cast, and I either threw them away or I gave them away, whatever I did with them. And then I spent years coming up with ways to take cast and brightness and light out of the world, because in my mind I believed my mother told me I had to spend the rest of my life taking cast and lightness and brightness out of the world. And that's what I did. I came up with many tools. I came up with many ways to bring gloom to everyone. And if I could bring doom to other folks, well, that was another thing too. And I spent many of my life doing all that. And then came the day when I came to what would become Rainbow Land, when it was lorded over by the King of Shadows. Oh, hey, Lurky, you know the King of you've been the King of Shadows. He was our first head. He frightened the shit out of us. He's the one that told us to lock away all the cast kids and throw the cast strap away. He's the one that told us to have the two-headed lindworm guard some cast kids and have the weird bird go after some. He was the one that told us to knock the bridge down. Yes, he told us to do a lot of things, and yes, Lurky, we did those things out of fear or whatever. He hated cast like I did, so I didn't mind doing that work, sadly. Now, I did something that I'm not really is something that I'm ashamed of. You know Twink, Rainbow Bright's elf, who's white? Well, he wasn't always white. In the beginning, he was red. And the King of Shadows had told me to lock up all the cast workers, throw the cast strap somewhere in some hollow somewhere, and then I put him in the hells. And it took his cast away. Well, not all of his cast, but it took some away. And back then, I thought I was doing right. I thought that I was going to make the whole world gloomy, because that's the way I felt after my mother told me to clean up everything off the walls. And she told me it took all day, all my life. So I truly believed that I was doing good then. And then after Rainbow Bright beat the King of Shadows, I spent half of those 40 years coming up with sundriest goals to take cast out of out of everything. with weird tools that I'd come up with, way to make Starhurst be Doomhurst, all kinds of bring everything you could think of. I came up with making a tool Rainbow Bright to lie to the cast kids, making a tool horse that would put gloom over everyone at a horse run one time, even to the grounds where I wanted to, gloom up the star hollows once, the cast hollows once. And I did them with everything there was. Hell, I even followed one time, sadly, I followed Rainbow Bright to a row where I met the Dark ATHELING. And then I lied about how many straps Rainbow Bright had. And then, well, sadly, when she came back again and said she was the queen of the elves, I lied once again and said I could give her all the stones, all the might she wanted, so she could shift everything into stones. Hell, I even got a warlock by the name of Skrull to send a stone to Rainbow Land thinking it would take the cast hollows away. Only sadly, he fucked up and it was sending it to the whole world. Hell, let's not stop there. I even came up with a way to keep a outsider in Rainbow Land who would take all the cast away. That's how much I hated cast at the time. Yeah, Lurky, don't forget about what we did in Your Birthday with Rainbow Bright film, or what we did in the Fanafisco Keep film. Yeah. And I just want to say, Lurky, I'm sorry for all those years I called you names or put you down. You were only doing what you could do, and I'm sorry for that. It's all right, Lurky, but it's all a good thing to know you said sorry for all those mean things you said to me all those years. How I had to put up with it all those 40 years, but I forgive you. You know what? One thing, Lurky, you need to bind those shoes. Why? Why do I need to bind those shoes for? Because one day you're going to trip, you're going to fall down one day if you don't bind those shoes up. And you've been wearing like that for about 40 years? I never learned how to bind my shoes. Oh. Well, I guess all right. So, everyone, I hope hope you all understand my back saga to why I hated cast and brightness and light, and how I finally atoned for those wrongs, and how I asked God and Jesus to forgive me for all those things that I did that were sinful and unlawful, and how I asked Rainbow Bright to forgive me too. And I know that a lot of you folks out there probably don't believe that I'm truly good again, but I'm truly good again. Aren't you leaving out the fiend Murkwell you made about when you were 7 between years old? Oh, yeah, Lurky. Yeah, the fiend Murkwell that I made when I was 7 between years old. And then I put in a jar, a bowl, a can, because I had no way, because I gave him free will and I couldn't take it away from him. And one day he got set free by mistake, and and then he made me, and we had to work for him until I put a cap on his head to take his thoughts away. Once he got thrown into the can again, well, he's still in the can, sadly. Oh, don't forget about the time you made us fly on a windbag and said we were going to cover the whole earth up in gloom. Yeah, that was one of my first goals when Rainbow Bright and Starlight and Twink and some boy named Brian stopped me that time. But anyway, I love cast again. I love brightness. I love light again. And I do say that I do love my mother. Even though I misunderstood what she meant to tell me about taking a cast out of the world. She never wanted me to take the cast out of the world. I misunderstood it. She wanted me to clean a cast off the walls that I drew in the house back when I was younger. Yeah. All right, everyone. Give this film a like, share and playlist it, and I'll see you later.